Hello everyone, True Zero Emissions here. Let's go ahead and put some light on the subject. And the subject today is, what's the subject today? Nice light, huh? Subject is, at the moment, it's the King GTR. Very happy with this scooter. And for those of you who have been following my videos know that I like everything about the scooter except that the regenerative braking's not working at low speed. And that may be a glitch, a setting, a malfunction. It could be something like that. I wrote the company. I'm going to see what happens. All my scooters that have had regenerative braking have always worked at low speed, where when I pull the brake gently enough for the brake light to come on, it would engage the regenerative braking, even if I was going 5 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, or 20 miles an hour. This seems to only be working when I'm going faster than that, like faster than 20 miles an hour, and then it works well. So I don't know why it's doing that, but the regenerative braking is turned on to the maximum strength, which is a level 5, and it's only working when I'm at high speed. And that's if the battery also is low too, like it's not just full, right? Because I know if a battery is full, then regenerative braking may not work. It may be deactivated, right? Because the battery's already full, so it's not going to put more power on the battery. But with that said, my King GT Pro still worked even when the battery was full. I loved it. I loved the regenerative braking on that scooter. So on this one, we switched to a different controller, and the controller looks great. I've seen, I think it was Ginger on Wheels opened it up and showed it. It looks really durable, and it reminds me, just the looks of it, of the best quality controllers I've seen available in the world for you know, just in terms of electrical engineering design and mechanical engineering design, the way they got everything to fit in there. It looks beautiful. So I really hope that I can get my regenerative braking working better at low speed. But we finished our first charge with the Roger charger. You can see here, and I really felt, I'm going to say, intimidated, uncomfortable, and nervous about this, to say the least. I thought, goodness gracious, can I, someone who's teaching myself electrical and mechanical engineering from the time before I could walk, can I control the dials of the voltage and the amperage? Can I do that? I mean, people have accidents with their batteries charging with chargers that come with the devices that they use, right? We've all seen the e-bikes burning and electric cars burning and stuff like that. What they don't show comparatively, though, because people are like, oh, electric's dangerous. I mean, I think gasoline, petrol-powered vehicles are far, far more dangerous. They don't always show the fires, but I've seen, let's say it this way, just where I live in the past 5 years, I've seen many, many gasoline, petrol-powered vehicles on fire where there was an accident and the fuel leaked out and the whole area is burning, right? I don't know if the people were able to get out of the car or not. I hope they were. This is on the freeway, mostly on the freeway. That's the 5 freeway by where I live. And I've made videos. I don't put those videos up, but I've seen cars just on fire from the fuel. So on the internet, you'll see electric cars that burn, and that happens on rare occasion, right? But you know, we have to compare it to what else is out there right now, and electric's just getting better and better, safer and safer. So I think electric is really great, and we're not polluting the air, right? We have the ability the electric grid's always getting cleaner. We have that choice, right? And we have to vote for that. We have to vote for a clean grid, right? Like people say, you don't want to have dirty energy making the energy, right? We don't want to use dirty energy sources to make electricity. We want clean energy sources. I don't consider nuclear myself. I know a lot of people like nuclear. Just from the extensive research I've done myself, you know, it's because of the accidents, right? The nuclear power plants, they are not kept up to date. They're you know, when we have new ones, it's like, can an accident happen? I mean, it's just so many people have gotten sick over the years from the accidents that have happened. And a lot of that stuff, from what I've go to Nuclear Hot Seat. I don't know if it's .com or .org. Go to Nuclear Hot Seat website, and you're going to see a woman that is dedicated to documenting everything about nuclear. That's a good place to go. So I'll stop commenting on that and go back to the scooter. So I completed my first charge with the Roger charger. And yes, I figured it out. I watched the video, and I'll see if I can say it to you right now. This is how it works. With the charger unplugged from everything, not plugged into the battery, not plugged into the wall. We first plug in the, well, first thing we can do is adjust the current, right? The current knob somewhere in the middle between the two extremes, right? So if it'll do like one full, almost a full rotation, we'll go to between those two extremes and leave it there. And then the voltage I would not touch, right? So it's not plugged in to the scooter. And then plug it into the wall. Get the voltage 1 volt above whatever voltage your battery is at, right? So if this battery is called a 72 volt battery, but the chargers that charge the battery say output 84 volts, then I'm going to go to the dial on this and put it 1 volt above the battery voltage to 85 volts, okay? And then when I do that, let's see if I can remember all this. When I do that, let's see, because this is new to me. Once I do that, I turn the current dial counterclockwise all the way, right? So it's turning the current down, turning it off, right? Once I get the voltage where I want it, 1 volt above my battery fully charged voltage, right? Once it's 1 volt above, so on this one that was 85 volts. After that, the voltage is set and it's not plugged into the battery, I turn the current counterclockwise, which is turning the current all the way off, and then the voltage will drop when I do that. The voltage on the display here. So on this one, this is the Roger charger, right? And Roger mentioned something about Alien Ride's website, so I don't know if these are available on that website. I haven't looked, but you can look there as well. And then, like I was saying earlier, if you want something comparable or similar to this, similar in appearance and similar in function, and I think up to 3,000 watts. I think Ginger on Wheels was saying they have chargers that are up to 3,000 watts. Not the Roger charger, but chargers that look similar to this. And I think similar to what Ginger on Wheels has. Look up Ginger on Wheels fast charging, and he has a variable voltage, variable current, similar looking to this that he purchased, and he gives links to where you can buy those as well. So there's a couple choices: the Roger charger, and then Ginger on Wheels gives a link to where you can get some, and then I think Alien Ride's website as well, because Roger in videos, if you just look up the Roger charger, ROGER charger, Roger rides electronic unicycles, they're called. And those are up to 135 volts, if I understand correctly. So this charger can go up to 135 volts and up to 15 amps. And the voltage for my scooter, though, is much less than that. It's only 84 volts. I would like very much for it to be over 100 volts, though. I like high voltage. So as a request to kaabo, please make this a 135 volt system. In future iterations of this, maybe it'll be a King GTR Pro, right? Or a Pro Plus. Make those in high voltage, 135 volts, and give us regenerative braking that works at every RPM, right? At 0 RPM, like as soon as it starts to roll, if you touch that brake, we can turn the sensitivity of the regenerative braking up so that it'll stop the scooter to a complete stop. That's a request, because I love that. And then for those that don't like regenerative braking, they can just turn it off or turn it down to 1. Like right now, you could turn it out to 1 strength, and like Ginger on Wheels said, I don't even think he feels it at all at 1, with the 1 setting. But also so that it doesn't delay. So another request to kaabo is, when we touch the regenerative braking, that it engages instantly and not delay, because right now there's a delay. It waits like, I don't know if it's a second or half a second, but that's a long time when you're trying to stop right away. So then we're relying on the friction brakes, like we all know is a very small surface area, like of my thumb right there, like from here to here, of brake pad times 2 on the front brake, and then times 4 total, because there's 2 on the back and there's 2 on the front. But it's a very small contact area versus this entire wheel that is a motor that becomes a generator that slows down the scooter really powerfully. So it's almost like having a brake pad, right, an electromagnetic brake pad that is the size that is greater than the surface area of my hand versus the surface area of like this part of my thumb. See the difference? Much more surface area, right? That's what we want, maximum surface area. Of stopping power. Okay, so the first charge went well. Let's go back to the charging process. I know I'm moving around a lot, and I apologize. That's just how my brain works. So we turn the current all the way back till it's off, all the way counterclockwise. And this is the current. I noted these. So this is the amps, which is current or resistance. I think that's all the same. And then this is volts, or we also call it potential, right? And then so we turn the current, once we got the voltage where we want it, we turn the current all the way counterclockwise, which turns it off. The voltage will drop. Once it stops dropping, then we can plug in the chargers, okay? So I got these cords from the original chargers that came with this, with the scooter. They came with 2 chargers, and I'm running both of those into this one plug, right? Because I don't want to run it all into one plug, because that could make it hot. So I want the maximum wire, right? And I could use thicker wires too if needed, but even at 10 amps, those wires didn't even get warm. Nothing became warm, and the battery didn't even get warm at all. I think it was effortless for the battery. In fact, the battery charged so fast, it just charged up. It just took the charge really quick. So this is I'm going to call this a low resistance battery. It says it has LG cells in it. Now I know Ginger on Wheels said that it came, I don't know what cells his scooter came with, the GTR that he has. And but I know this one, you know, this is the newest one. I just got this a couple days ago. Ginger on Wheels made his video. I don't know if it was a few weeks ago or how long ago it was, but this one says it has LG cells in it, and I know a lot of them say they have LG or Samsung cells. That's what the Wolf King GT Pro said. It said they'll come with one or the other, and the one I had purchased, the Wolf King GT Pro, had LG cells as well. I'll tell you, when I charge it, it just charges up, doesn't get hot. So that's a really, really good battery. It comes with a really good battery. And comparatively, I know when I had the Nami Viper, it charged so slow. I mean, it came with 2 quick chargers, but it just didn't want to charge. And I would be waiting quite a while to charge it. I was very frustrated with that. So now I don't know what batteries the Nami Bernie Viper is using now. But I know that the first one that Cameron and I had, because Cameron bought it and then I bought it from Cameron, I don't know what was in there, but I just know that this is charging super fast, and I'm really happy with it. So again, I want to thank Kaabo for that, and just say that the handling of this scooter is amazing. The tires, I like the tire size, I like the tread pattern, I like the tires, I like everything about the scooter. I like the way they did everything. I changed over to a thumb throttle, which was really easy to do. I think it's the same throttle that's used on many of the other scooters, including the Wolf King GT Pro. I think it's the same throttle. I bought it from Boro Motors, the thumb throttle. And again, I never touch the thumb part. I don't ride like this, you know. I see people doing this. I can't even do that. I watched a bunch of videos and learned that what people like to do is they hold it over here. They just kind of roll their hand across this bar right there. See that bar? You just kind of roll the hand across there like that. Okay, that's the comfortable way to do it, right? So when you first touch this one, they call it a dead zone. It doesn't move at first. That's fine with me. I don't need a super sensitive throttle. And I could take this apart and change that. If I want it to be sensitive, I could actually put the internals from the trigger. I could probably use the magnet and stuff in there and put it in here if I really, really wanted to. But I like this. I'm used to it. It's the same throttle I had with the Wolf King GT Pro. It's the same throttle. I was happy with that one. So I placed the throttle, this is just how I ride it, at a 45-degree angle as well. So I have that at a 45-degree angle, this part, right? That's at a 45-degree angle. I have my brakes at a 45-degree angle this way, and my arm is at a 45-degree angle when I ride. That's how I ride. So, at least how I'm riding right now. So we kept this because it's a menu display, right? This has our power on it on the top, has an up arrow, a down arrow for navigating through the screen. And then it has our select, or what they call mode, right? If we double tap the mode, it'll go into a pedestrian speed, and the lights will flash. I think it's blue. They flash blue, and it goes into a low speed, like 2 or 3 miles per hour, which I really like that. And I want to, again, great work on that, Kaabo, and I want to thank you guys for all the great work you're doing. The one thing I wanted out here is I wanted the handlebars to be a little higher. I know on the Wolf King GT Pro, the handlebars were much higher, it seemed to me. Now, when I say higher, I don't know about from the ground up to here, it might be the same, I don't know. But because this part, the deck's taller, right? When I'm standing on it, I'm closer, my arms are further from this, right? This was up higher relative to this, not to the ground, because I'm standing here. I'm not standing on the ground. When I stand here, I wanted the handlebars to be a little higher up. So I moved these up as high as I could, where I'm still grabbing onto some of this, right? Because that's important. I don't recommend that you do that, because what I did is, you can see that I'm grabbing onto this cap part for about 1/4 of that approximately. So 3/4 is still grabbing onto this down here. If I see that move at all, I'm gonna drop it back down, because I don't want that coming off when I'm riding the scooter. That would be really bad. I don't think it will though. And this is all red Loctited and real tight as well. And it also locks these in place, but these aren't going anywhere anyway. Yeah, so this has adjustable suspension. I haven't touched that yet. I've been riding it the way it comes out of the box. And there's the box right there. It's a big box. So what else? What else did I want to say? Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make a video sharing that I successfully charged for the first time. I mean, first time using, it's my first time charging with this charger, the Roger charger, and I'm really comfortable using it. The voltage, I never have to touch the voltage dial after I set it. You just set it and the charger does the rest. The only thing I changed was the current. As it got closer to full, I did turn the current down because it was charging at 10 amps, and the battery was getting close to full, and it was still charging at 800 watts when it was at what was the voltage at? I'm trying to remember what the voltage was at. I don't remember what the voltage was at, but it might have been like still in the high 70s, or yeah, it might have been like 79 volts, 78 volts. So it still had a ways to go, because it fully charges 84 volts, right? But I'm in no hurry to charge it, so I went ahead and turned it down to 4 amps, which was under 400 watts, if I recall correctly. And yeah, so super happy with the scooter. And if any of you are thinking about getting this scooter, I think you'll be really happy with it. But do inquire about the regenerative braking, and see if your scooter, see if that's working well for you. I don't know what's happening with this one. I need to find out what's going on with that on the scooter, because at low speed it's just not engaging at all. Even if the battery's you know, like half at 50%, it's still not engaging at low speed, like under 20 miles an hour. So I'll look into what that is, but everything else I'm happy with. Okay, everyone, see you soon. Bye.